One of the things that I had seen earlier last week that I wanted to make sure I gave my commentary on was Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, he made a post on Instagram attending Rondell Moore, attending Rondell Moore's funeral, who recently passed away a few weeks ago. NFL player. I'm gonna say the reports are alleged that it was a suicide, and I did not like Kyle Pitt's comments. This is what he wrote. He posted a picture of Rondell Moore's obituary, and it said, "Crazy how only about six, maybe seven of your teammates in the NFL showed up for you today. All that talk and fake emotion, and nobody won't show up to lay you to rest. Just a loss of words." And then it goes on to say, "We woke, be woke on who your brothers really are, who really rock with you in all areas of life, not just in front of cameras or in the public. Folks just want to throw up a post and not mean it, but we ball, as Kerr said it. It might hurt a little, but we ball." As yeah, as oh, as YB, as Kerr, we ball. And so uh I feel like those comments was like whack because you can't tell people how to grieve, and I don't think showing up to someone's funeral dictates whether or not like you real or fake. Some people can't, some people hate funerals, some people grieve differently. And I also question like you being there, it's just like, all right, my nigga, you there to grieve or you there to take attendance? Like what we doing? And so yeah, like I don't know, those comments like really rubbed me the wrong way when I had seen that post because like how many fake people show up to funerals that don't really care for you or your life or whatever had going on. They barely said two words. We know how the game go. Oh man, like how did he die? Like that's all people. Man, folk ain't heard talk to you in years, but you passed away. Man, how they die? Man, I was just with the whoop. So for Kyle Pitts to try to like, I guess make himself seem like esteemed because like he actually showed up. Like I think that's like whack. Like you showing up to a funeral doesn't that doesn't like indicate whether or not like you a real one or you a day one or that's really your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like even me, like I hate funerals myself. Like and who's to say people didn't look out or do some type of gesture to the family, but they didn't show up to the funeral. You know what I'm saying? So for Kyle Pitts to like post that, granted he himself is also grieving, but I think those comments was like out of pocket. And again, you can't tell people how to grieve, and whether or not somebody shows up to a funeral doesn't dictate whether or not they loved you. Suppose I've always been there for you. I'm sorry, I'll try to rap it. Suppose I've always been there for you, and then the day of your funeral, I decide not to show up. How many people, again, ain't never been there for you when you was living, but got the audacity to show up to your funeral? So, wow. Wow. We're going to get to this, but Bam Adebayo has tied Kobe Bryant's 81 record, 81 points in a game record. We're going to get to that. But if y'all got anything to add to the Kyle Pitts thing, feel free. If not, we can keep it pushing. I just had to get that off my chest.
My opinion, a funeral is a personal decision, period. And that's between yourself, God, and the person that passed away. That's how I look at it. And also, well, just to wrap that part up, when it comes down to a funeral, it doesn't really matter about anybody around you. It doesn't matter about anything else. It's all about your relationship of understanding, like, okay, if I don't make this, for the reasons why I'm not making this, can that person that had passed away be okay with it, me knowing them? So that's one thing. Then on top of that, a lot of people don't go to funerals for the exact same reason he's pointing it out, because they don't want the attention. They don't want, because they understand like it's bigger than themselves. They also understand that, hey, I'm a multi-millionaire and me showing up to this funeral can draw attention away from the fact that this man lost his life. Like he killed himself, if I'm not mistaken, right? Suicide, right?
Alleged, yes.
Alleged suicide. So it's one of those things where it's like, bro, this is a very serious matter. I don't need to show my face, have the paparazzi, have cameras, have anybody asking me questions about something that has nothing to do with me. That's something they can ask me in my own personal interviews. They can ask me in my own personal game times after the game or whatever. But to show up to the funeral, I feel like to a certain extent, being the status that you are is disrespectful. So Kyle Pitts, shame on you. That was your personal decision to go. And at the end of the day, sometimes you got to step back and look at the whole entire situation and understand a lot of people that voiced it out that may have been public, they they may know their status and understand like, hey, I'm a big star. I go there, I'm gonna have 3 days worth of media work about me going to that funeral. And that's not what it's about. So that's how I feel about it. I think people may have purposely not went to show respect. So yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't disagree more with both of y'all. Like I think it's very nearsighted and I think it's very um one dimensional in regards to how y'all chose to view it. Reality is all about perception and it's always, different perspectives to be had in regards to how a situation is unfolding. And how I viewed it was Kyle Pitts spoke his truth. It didn't take away. He didn't have a selfish look at me moment. What he wanted to do was call attention in real time while the emotion was still high and call attention to, hey, look at all the people that posted something on social media when he passed away, as opposed to only a handful of people actually showing up to the funeral. And I think it was more so speaking to the NFL. The NFL is like the shield, right? It represents something bigger. The saying goes, nothing is bigger than the shield, and you know, especially for the NFL to be a partner of definite, a lot of mental health organizations, and being a mental health advocate, and it's a touchy subject, right? But you say you're for players' health and due to all the suicides that have really occurred in the league due to a lot of ramifications of CTE. Not saying that this is a case of that. I think Randall Moore was depressed with how his NFL career was going in regards to the injury and the rehab, and probably a lot of other personal things that we really don't know and can't speak about. But to say you didn't want to go because you didn't want the media to make it about you. Like, if the media tried to make it about you when clearly it's clearly about Rondell Moore's, you know, his funeral, his remembrance, like that's a that's really an indictment on the media, not the person. And I wouldn't say like, dude, nobody's coming to that funeral to cover you. Nobody's gonna be 500 people wrapped around a building to get an autograph from you if you're so star studded or whatever the case may be. Everybody is in a grieving state. Everybody coming here is really sad and really trying to again remember this person for the last time. I don't know if it was a closed casket or open casket arrangement, but you know people want people coming there to mourn, bro. So it's just like to say you don't want to cause a public pariah because your image is so big and you this and that or that stature of a player. That don't really sit well with me because I don't care how big your stature is. When you land in that box, we all the same. From dirt we came, into
To
dirt we
dirt we
shall.
shall return.
Come on, man. So don't I really don't want to hear that excuse, particularly in regards to that, because when it's all said and done, bro, that's that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's I
I
don't know,
don't.
man. That's a weak excuse to me.
Apart from the another excuse, my biggest point is not showing up to a funeral doesn't make anyone in particular fake.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm gonna say not the fake part. I'm not more so co-signing that. What I'm more so co-signing is the attention that he brought in regards to, again, people claiming that they were so close and how they, you know how it is when somebody pass away. Like, oh, bro, I was just talking to you, or I wish I, bro, we should have, all of this stuff, and then it's like you do all that showing out and seemingly crying and snobbing at the mouth on social media, all for you not to show up.
The doors of the pod are open.